Mm. Try it again. What's up? Welcome back. I got some sleep last night, so I'm good to go after that short stream. The very first little compilation thing that's short that Mrs. Flo put together. It is on the channel to the link I just dropped, Flow State Clips. So check that out and subscribe to it if you're not already. It's Gun Violence Awareness Month, if you weren't aware. And as most of you know, I am not a fan of gun control. I am a fan of guns. I am a fan of felons having guns. I am a felon. I do not have guns. Just to make that clear for anybody watching, just the t-shirt. But anyways, that's my general position. I think that there's no reason, if somebody's allowed to be in society, right? If this is a safe enough person that they can be walking around free, then they obviously should be able to protect themselves as everybody else in the society is. There's no reason why they should be given an explicit disadvantage compared to the rest of the general population as far as protecting themselves, their property, their family. All of these things are things that felons have and have the right to defend. So Sasquatch is back, and here's the link. If anybody wants to join and argue the other side of that, I know that, you know, you always hear that, well, we want felons having guns, blah, 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 blah. These people are dangerous. Should they have guns? Should they have guns? Should they have guns? And it's the wrong argument, because they'll get guns. The laws aren't stopping them from getting guns. The laws only stop the ones from getting guns who respect the law, right? So the idea that you can have guns spread across a society and the illegality of it will prevent criminals from accessing guns is sort of absurd.
The music in the short, should you have played that?
No, I shouldn't have. That's why I did it right up front at the very beginning, because I'm going to have to cut it out after the stream's over. She just asked if I should have played that song during the live stream. I have it isolated. What about a deathmatch winner gets gun? I don't know what this question is. Browns boy, will you please come up here and explain to me what the fuck this church service is that you put my name in the prayer group of?
Oh, good girl. That's Rob grade A trolling there, buddy. That's some basic baseline stuff. You know? Like, you do that kind of stuff to people you have a particular dislike for.
Well, I could always use the prayers, I suppose.
What are you going to do about it? Are you going to tell these people to kick you out of their group? Are you going to mute them? Are you, because what you decide to do from here says a lot about you. That's good stuff.
But like, I suppose there probably is YouTube church and shit. Was this a real church, or was this like a YouTube panel?
Dear God, please tell me he sent you to Jake. Please tell me he sent you to Jake. Please tell me he sent you to Jake. That was hilarious. Untethered Live. He runs a little YouTube service thing that he do. And oh dear God, I hope that's who he sent it to. Oh, it'd be hilarious.
Hi, old Joe. I actually have. Where did it go? Oh, this.
Hallelujah. $1,000. $1,000. Someone needs to make a Thanksgiving offering. You've given before, but you've not given a pledged $1,000. You need to give a Thanksgiving offering. What time is it? Oh my Lord, 4 minutes.
That reminded me that I have that clip now.
I made something.
Got to give $1,000.
You want to see what I put for you?
Yeah.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
You sitting around playing with that cringe? And you should be able to remix the other one now. It was on members only.
Okay. I was actually thinking about doing a Stitch and singing the next line.
That is the farting preacher. I don't even remember his name. I was watching compilations of of preachers grifting money for my grift, my money grift shorts, and came across him. He's a treasure chest of insanity.
So, Flo, couple questions for you, if you wouldn't mind.
Absolutely.
Can you take me through, because I'm unfamiliar with your laws, is any felon in the nation prohibited, like an ex-felon or a felon, whatever that means, prohibited from owning a firearm?
Yes, all felons are prevented from owning firearms unless they've been expunged. You can apply to get it expunged, but then the felony comes off your record, so you would no longer technically be a felon. Was
Right.
Chuck golfing?
I have no idea what that is, and I don't
Cutting
trust.
grass.
Good girl.
Is that
That's
your
my
house?
spread. Yeah, that's my spread.
You got a nice little layout there.
Oh yeah.
It's our secret place.
I thought you were at a golf course.
No one knows.
Damn, Chuck.
Tell you what, it's a pain in the ass cutting this shit. I get about half of it cut and it starts raining and I have to quit and I have to keep going back.
So
Chuck, I'm on a third of an acre and I still cut it in chunks.
Third, I got about 8.
Right. Probably do it all with a push mower too.
I'm on about a third.
It's a 0 turn.
Is that a what is
Toro.
it? Toro. Is that a Toro?
Toro. Yes.
Dude,
Toro.
those are fun. Those are fun. Fuck you. I don't care. That is a fun ass lawnmower. I had one of those, and I
came with the house.
Reasons to mow.
When I bought the house, they left it for me.
That is a bonus, bro. That's cool beans right there. That's really neat. I had to buy a lawnmower when I got in the house.
That mower's that's like a $5,000 or $6,000 lawnmower you're sitting on.
Yes, it is.
That's a nice bonus.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I had one of those for about 2 years. I helped a guy I know. He was in jail, and I helped his old lady move his stuff out of their house because you can't pay your bills when you're in jail. And she didn't have room for the mower or the canoe. And then after about 1.5 years, his son-in-law was buying a house. So he hit me up for just the mower. So now I've got a canoe, but no zero.
Now, I hate these damn trees here. I don't know if you can see them. They go in a row here. But they're called Bradford.
Yeah,
trees.
those are flowering pears. They're invasive. Cut them down. Get rid of them.
Yeah, but when you're mowing around them, there ain't no give. Them damn branches will knock you off the damn mower.
Dude, they're tough as hell.
Hell yeah.
I'm not even joking. I take a sawzall or a chainsaw and I cut that sucker off just as flat to the ground.
I'm getting ready to.
And I get me a burn barrel with the hole cut in the bottom of it, and I pile it full of freaking wood, set that fucker ablaze, and in a couple of days, you won't have to worry about that particular stump no more.
I mean, are the pears any good?
Nope.
They don't grow pears.
Oh.
Just flowers. They're about the size of a pea, maybe. The buds are peas. Or maybe a little bigger. They're not very big.
I thought you said it was a pear tree.
It is a pear tree, yes.
It's called a Bradford pear, but it's not a real pear by any stretch of the imagination.
It is genetically a pear tree. All it is a pear that has been grown for the blossoms rather than the fruit. And in its defense, deer do kind of sort of eat them a little bit, not much. They're kind of tart and nasty. But they're also the root stock that most of your actual fruit pears are grafted to because they are extremely hardy.
All right. Well, how many of them do you have, Chuck, that you're cutting down? They look like they go all the way up your driveway.
They will make good smoking stuff, though. You can smoke with it.
About 13 of them. Yeah, they put them up next to the road to make it look pretty, but good Lord, they're a pain in the ass.
Whatever wheel that is that's squealing. Ooh, man. Okay.
No, he's cutting grass. He's actively like cutting the grass right now and talking to us, which says something about his noise cancellation on that doggone set of headphones he's using.
But yeah, I miss that zero turn mower. See, this is a good fucking spread right here.
Yeah.
But okay, Joe. So yeah, felons are not allowed to have guns, and also I don't think it's illegal. There are some misdemeanors like domestic violence specifically. I don't believe that it's a law that they're not allowed to have them. But if you go to apply for one, the FBI will deny your application to buy one.
Yeah. And in certain areas, you can be denied gun rights whether you're a felon or not. So like post offices, freaking schools. Anything school adjacent within like 800 feet of a school is real sketchy area for gun, even on private property and whatnot. It turns normal misdemeanor type activity into heavy felonies just because you happen to live within a couple of blocks of the school.
Yeah, you just never really want to live that close to a school.
But that's true. There's lots of reasons not to be near a school. Being a YouTuber is one of them.
Yeah, that traffic.
I was just looking at Chuck's backyard there. That's crazy. I'd throw some trout in that pond there. Imagine having a beer by that pond.
It's too hot. It's too hot down here. He's in the South, bro. Trout wouldn't make it. You'd have to throw some bluegill or some crappie out there, maybe.
They'd all die, eh? Hey,
Yeah.
so I have a quick question for Flo. See what he thinks.
Catfish and bass is what's in there.
Oh, there's stuff in there. Is there bass?
Yeah, there's bass and catfish.
Oh, right on.
I'm on the back side of there's a big ass berm here on the far side of the pond where they put it up to make the pond. Oh. But go ahead. I didn't mean to disrupt the conversation.
Oh, no, that's okay. That's fine. I was just going to ask Flo. So if you've been convicted of some form of felony and you don't get it expunged, that's a lifelong sentence. You can't own firearms for the rest of your life. Is that it?
Correct.
There's more to it. You can't own firearms. You can't work certain government jobs. You can't work certain public sector jobs. You simply will not be hired for other jobs that are unrelated to any of that just because the people don't hire felons.
Right.
There's also
housing application. There are certain there's landlords and apartment complexes that won't rent to felons. They're called crime-free communities.
Do you think there's any chance that those kind of policies, like if a man has committed a crime, he's paid his time, paid his debt to society, if you hang a yoke like that around his neck for the rest of his life, is there any chance you drive him back to crime?
yes.
Yes, absolutely.
This is the issue. That's what, when you said that felony thing, that's why I actually jumped up, because I wasn't sure if I understood you correctly.
Yeah, absolutely it does. Chuck, your device is not connected, it says now. You're also, depending on the state, you're not allowed to vote. I know in my state, my voting rights were reinstated when I was done with my sentence automatically. I think there are some states where you're still not allowed to vote. I'm not positive on that.
In Georgia, now Georgia's a little weird. We have a public access route to the governor. And so you can literally write a governor a physical letter and an email every day, and it's not considered harassment. And if you write the governor a physical letter and an email every day and mail it every day, in a couple of months, he's very liable to hit you with like a governor's type pardon, which removes it doesn't remove your felony status, but it does remove the negative effects a felony has on your record. And so when they do a background check, it'll give like the charge you were charged with, but it won't actually tell them that you're a felon.
So what would be one of the most minor things that you could do that could wind up getting you convicted as a felon? What can you think of?
Somebody else's mail.
Sorry?
Open somebody else's mail.
No, man, that's heavy felony. But basically, you can get a felony by tripping over the cop. That's what we're talking about as felonies, and that's one of the is to accidentally open someone else's mail. True.
Okay, how about if
you could become drug
one night and got into a fight and hurt somebody?
No, not that. I mean, violence is generally there's a pretty decent. If you've got no priors, you can have battery charge and be all right. You can have if you've got no, it depends on your priors, but if for somebody with no criminal record, you can have, I believe even aggravated endangerment of a child is a misdemeanor. If you've got no priors, I believe.
I
I'm
don't
not
know about that one.
There's
look it up.
lines, man. I mean, we're talking different states across the U.S. and different types of governmental systems from commonwealths to parishes. So there's a lot of leeway here. Like in Georgia, it very much depends on where the individual is at and what they're doing.
In Kansas, you've got 3 drugs: meth, heroin, and crack, and there is no misdemeanor possession for those 3. So even if you've got an empty bag with residue somewhere, that trash is still going to be a felony.
That's bull.
That's
So you
how
get-
Seem to
You
leave
can get that.
room- what it doesn't seem to leave much room for is the guy or the lady that says, okay, I'm going to turn this around. I don't want to be in that scenario anymore. And there seems to be no way back in some cases, which is a little scary.
Well, that's an easy way for cops to plant something on you and just give you a felony right away too.
Right.
It's pretty bad. I can't stay up here, guys, but I did want to say my piece, if that's okay, real quick.
Absolutely. Floor's yours.
I think I'm against prohibiting felons from owning guns because I think it is a violation of your rights, and then it's also a violation of your right to defend yourself because it puts you at a massive disadvantage in doing so. If we're being realistic for how you would do so, especially if you were involved in crime to begin with. So, and to what you were saying before, I can't remember. It might have been Joe about is it likely to send you back into crime? Well, right away it does, because you're going to have to defend yourself, which means you're probably going to own a firearm. And then if you get caught with that, boom, right back into jail you go.
Correct. Agree 100%. And I'm glad you brought that up about what Joe asked, because especially if you've gone to prison, when you get out, let's say you did 10 years. After 10 years in prison, upon your release, I believe, and I'm rolling off memory, they give you a bus ticket, a bus ride back to the county that convicted you, and it's something like $20 and 2 nights in a hotel.
$5, yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So if you don't have family or friends who are going to support you after that, you 100,000% have to get back into crime. It's not like you're applying for jobs and interviews and stuff while you're in jail. And you've also got a parole meeting with your parole officer, I'm sure, within a week after your return. So it's
A lot of places put you out the front gate. That's as far as they'll put you. They don't even give you a bus ticket.
I can tell you, as a guy that's been laid off from construction jobs in communities where I did have family and friends, finding a job or finding a way to support yourself can be difficult in those circumstances, let alone just being dropped off on a Greyhound. That's crazy.
Yeah, and it gets even. I mean, what people don't think about is if you've been in prison for 15 years, what are the things you missed? Do you know how to apply for a job? I know that when I went to rehab after I was in jail, there were guys in rehab who got transported there from prison. They were amazed at the cell phones. They had never seen cell phones like this. One of them spent the whole 28 days just listening to music with the earbuds stuck in his ears. He was amazed. So,
Well, you remember Shawshank Redemption when the old guy, Burgess Meredith, got let out and he didn't know what the hell to do after they let him out?
Yep.
Yeah.
I know people like that. They were so long in that when they got out, they were lost.
There's another
completely.
facet here. There's another facet. You also have the fact, what do prisoners talk about when they're sitting around alone together? Crime. So this man who just spent 15 years on the inside is getting out. He's got a bus ticket, $36, a voucher for a meal, and $36. He can't even get a hotel room unless there's vouchers for that as well. And he'll never vote again. And He's fully paid up, like released without parole. We're talking like full release here, right? I don't
Free and
understand
clear.
why this individual would have his rights restricted once he's fully paid his dues to society. And I think this is one of those points where we can put a filter in the system, right? You can give the people a choice. If they're going to be convicted of a felony, you can serve your full time, or you can take the parole process and parole out and have your rights restricted until completely off paper, right? This allows you to release less violent criminals while keeping the more violent criminals in and giving both of them a path back to their rights.
Well, it seems to be there should be a better system than there is. A fellow from our community who I knew, went to high school with, he came out of prison, and it was so stressful that he intentionally committed a crime just for the purposes of being caught. It wasn't like he was trying to get away with it. He waited for the police to come get him so he could go back to jail.
Because that's all he knew was jail.
That's right.
Yeah, I got a buddy of mine from high school that got into a real serious bar fight when he was about 19 and ended up catching 15 years. He got out after 10 years, was out for 18 months. One afternoon, there was some dude that had been giving him trash somewhere, and he went to that dude's house and critically injured him, and then called the cops and told them there'd been a violent attack over here, and helped the cops in and the paramedics and helped them load him up on the gurney. And after they left, they were fixing to leave, and he's like, "No, wait, you don't understand. I'm the one who assaulted him."
Good Lord.
Don't like him, and I would rather be in prison. And so they took him. He got convicted. He asked for an extended term.
That's not
wild.
unusual sometimes.
It's not that unusual, but I feel like it should be.
It's a little wild though that nobody asked him who did it, right? Like they didn't send, like the police that showed up didn't.
Well, no, he called. From what I understand, I would love to get my hands on this 911 call. From what I understand, he called 911, and it was like during a storm or something, and the line ended, and he called back and gave him the address, and the line fell again, and he called back, and they got the fact that somebody had been injured, and so they sent an ambulance, and the ambulance showed up, and apparently when they showed up, he was expecting the cops, and so he didn't have a beef with the ambulance folks, so that when they asked him to help, like put him on the gurney and stuff, he helped. He helped them.
Rather nice.
He's not a bad guy. He's just had a really, really messed up couple of years here, you know.
So, Thunder Chicken. I'd like to hear your story too. If you want to hit the link, come on up. Tony, what was it that you were saying down there?
About what specifically?
I saw you saying something about hiring a guy who did 32 for murder.
Well, the thing about like what I do, I'm a contractor for Google, but if you're an independent contractor, it doesn't matter if you have a felony or not. Nobody knows your fucking record. You're an independent contractor.
Correct.
You know, and these guys come right out of prison making $70,000-$80,000 a year.
Are
they the ones with the ditch diggers that cut down for cable?
No, well, you've got your ditch witch people and you got your boring crews, which those are primarily Mexicans. No offense, but they are. But as far as like, you know, whether or not you have a record, you can go right into independent contracting and make stupid money coming right out of jail.
Well, and that is actually exactly what not exactly. I worked in concrete for a couple of years, and then I moved over to independent contracting because I could make more finding my own jobs off Craigslist and Facebook than I could working for somebody else at a concrete plant.
Right. Well, I had connections from the satellite industry from doing that for years, and it got me into fiber optics when a few of our guys left and went over to Google to do their fiber optic networks, and that's what got me into it. And you know, you've got everything from the most responsible guys in the world with a clean record, including retired cops, all the way to, you know, literally a guy who had just gotten out of jail for murdering someone.
So how did he find you upon release?
Well, the guy found us because he already knew one of the contractors. So there's a contractor lead who hires guys underneath of him. So they're technically an independent contractor and you're an independent contractor, but you're underneath that guy. And he already knew who this guy was. He said, "Hey, you want a job?" You know, and they get what, you know, whatever these guys are willing to pay you, which some of them are kind of shisty. They'll give you 20 to 30. You know, I started out at 20 to 50. Now I make 60. So
I know that
Right.
steel mill I worked for, whenever we brought contractors in because we made DOD stuff, if they didn't pass the basic background, they weren't allowed in the plant. So
Right.
that was hard on them.
I know that they've removed on almost all job applications. I think they've removed the "Have you been convicted of a felony?" question.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, it became a discrimination kind of red flag or something, but they still can do background checks on you, and you know, most do.
well, you know, believe it or not, there was a huge scandal about certain tech companies and satellite companies that got sued because they were doing too deep of background checks on people and they considered it to be unconstitutional.
Really?
Yep.
How
There
deep
was
is too
a
deep,
deal
you
when I
know?
worked for Dish Network. They came back with us and said, "Hey, you're part of a lawsuit. They went too far into your record, you know," and I think I could have got $50 out of the deal, but you know, out of this class action, you know, but it wasn't worth actually filing for, so I didn't. But yeah, they totally had to stop that because they were going too far deep into people's records. Like they don't need to know that shit.
Right. Well, I know that when I got out of jail, let's see, me and Katie were staying at an extended stay hotel looking for places to get into. There was several places that turned me down just straight out the gate. I'd say, "Do you accept felons?" They said no, before even seeing an application. And so we finally found a place down in the hood that would rent to, which of course my felony, when the guy asked how old my felony was, I was like a month.
Oh,
Right. I had a month-old felony. I didn't have a job. I did have down payment. Right. I had the first month's rent. I had some money on me.
That's kind of shady. That's kind of shady as all get out. Think about that for a second. You show up with no job, a felony now on your record, and cash.
Yep.
Right. Well, we were able to get a place in the hood.
Going straight this time, sir.
I get it. I see why I probably wouldn't have rented to me either. It makes sense, but it didn't miss, the irony wasn't missed on me of I'm now living in the most dangerous neighborhood I ever have in my entire life, and for the first time I am not allowed to have a gun. So
Well, sounds like you need to change your neighborhood.
it was I did. It was at 10th and Central. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. What are you doing up near Central, dude? I didn't know they still had places to rent up there.
I'm not there anymore. Yeah,
Holy shit.
Yeah, now I'm out in DeSoto, but we were at 10th and Central, and we moved out in 2020 when Kansas let out school for the rest of the year because of the lockdowns, and the drive-by shootings immediately picked up. Immediately. Wow. And there's a house, 2 houses up from us was a young couple, and they were involved in I don't know what, but there was a lot of drive-by shootings that happened at that house, and I got tired of hitting the dirt, and we decided that we maybe didn't want to weather the apocalypse in this neighborhood.
I built an extra wall when I lived up in that by St. Louis. I ended up building an extra wall in front of my son's bed because I was afraid he's gonna get hit by something.
That's where you learn just to move from the area.
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
I put my daughter in the middle bedroom with that in mind. Like I wanted her in the center of the house. And the young people who kept having the drive-bys at their house, you know, and then they'd come out on the front porch shooting back. I went up and introduced myself and let them know which cars were mine. Because I did. Wow. I said, And I told him, I said, look, I get it. You got shit going on. You don't invite these people over. But when you return fire, I just want you to know this car and this car and this car are mine. And I don't want any bullet holes in them. And the next drive-by, the whole street got hit except for my cars. It was amazing. It's got to be coincidence.
Wow.
You got lucky.
Yeah,
But we didn't have a garage either, so they were all sitting in the driveway. So yeah,
there's a lot of space in America, man. It's like, why live in those areas? Why?
Where you can rent at.
Sometimes
I know, but like, I grew up in Grandview. Did I stay in Grandview? Hell no.
I grew up in the Grandview School District, actually in South Kansas City. So we grew up not that far.
Ruskin, Hickman Mills,
about 130th and Warnell,
99th and Bannister.
Bet.
I worked at Bannister Mall before it was shut down because of so many rapes happened in the parking lot.
That was my favorite.
I remember one day we had a guy on our roof, didn't know it, and the cops were out there screaming. I'm like, what the fuck are they screaming about? And I went out there, and they're like, hands up, hit the dirt, da da da. I was like, wait a minute, I live here. They said, there's a guy on your roof with a gun, bud. I said, well, my family, yeah. I said, my family's in there.
Oh,
so
shit.
Yeah, it was crazy. I hated living there, and I'd lived there for a long time, and it just went south real fast.
I tell you what was hilarious. Once they had a Barney was supposed to show up at the Bannister Mall, and some guy thought it was the actual original Barney and hated him so much that he was actually jumped in the parking lot, and they beat this dude almost to death.
Yep, heard of that before.
It was just an impersonator, and they were pissed off because it wasn't the actual Barney. Like they wanted to literally kill the original Barney.
I don't believe you, Chuck.
It was amazing.
I do not believe you have ever heard of anyone beating down Barney in a parking lot before.
Oh, I would.
Well, not Barney, but
I
Santa
would.
Claus.
Have you ever heard that intro song?
At a mall.
Pretty bad one. Don't.
Are you a parent?
You love.
If I met that dude, I'd just be like, shut the fuck up. I know you love everybody. Get away from me, you weird dinosaur.
Barney for bragging rights.
I'm talking about Santa Claus, not Barney.
Barney
there
sucks.
are absolutely people who would do it for bragging rights.
Right.
Almost all the violence that happens in the inner city is ego driven.
Yeah. But how do you?
100%.
That conversation at the bar, dude. Do you just look at the guy next to you and be like, in 1993, I beat down Barney in a Kmart parking lot?
I'd have high five that dude. I'd have been like, dude, that was you?
I'm just saying, like, is that just an icebreaker for conversation at parties? Like, what value? It's like the folks stealing the Taco Bell stuff. Have you seen that?
I don't know. It was deeper than that. This dude sought this dude out. It was a plan, almost like an assassination, but just an ass whooping.
Stealing
I believe
what?
it.
Sasquatch?
What?
Well, you said stealing something from Taco Bell. What was you talking about?
Apparently, Taco Bell wall art was painted by some now famous painter, and the prints from Taco Bell's that are the only source of this art are now going for around $10,000 on eBay, and so they're just being jacked left, right, center. Like they were snatched off of every between Chicago and New York. They've got these really crappy reprints that they're putting them back up with, so that if they try to do it again, they don't won't get any money out of it. But there's still a double handful of Taco Bells around.
Snatched from the halls of the Louvre.
The theft from the Isabella Stewart
again, totaling 500 million, and it's hitting the art world. Today, another scandal unfolding, and it's hitting the art world right in the chalupa. That's right, artwork mysteriously gone missing, not from a museum or gallery, but from, well, Taco Bell. They're now going for big bucks on the black market.
I kind of think of it as the GameStop of art heist.
Reports of paintings disappearing from the franchises started in 2015, more than a decade after artist Mark T. Smith had been commissioned to create them.
It's kind of comical in a way. The way it was framed, it was like this great art heist, you know, and it just had like the Thomas Crown affair.
Smith is an accomplished painter, shown in galleries across the country, and has done work for campaigns like Absolute Vodka and the 2008 Olympics, work that fans wanted to collect. The Taco Bell art, though?
I wasn't expecting that with Taco Bell, frankly. It's a nice endorsement. It's not like somebody giving you a compliment at a show of your work. It's just more authentic than that way.
The pieces now selling on eBay are mere copies of Smith's original work.
Allegedly.
And yet, look at this post for 10.
Garbage. 10 grand. Get out.
I'm telling you, the average price for one of those quote unquote original prints is going for like $850. So,
well, hell, I'm going to Taco Bell tomorrow.
It's got to be that dude's stuff, and they were only in specific franchises. I don't even know how to find out which ones are which, but you saw some of the paintings that have been taken.
So, Tony, do you know where Armourdale is?
Somewhat, yeah.
It's in KCK at like 69 and Kansas Avenue. That's
I was actually just working not too far off of that over in Parkville.
I've still got one of my cars still has well, I bondoed them in, but that's where, and Mrs. Flo was in the back seat when we got shot at driving through there.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Don't you hate that?
It was my fault because it was late at night and I was creeping through a neighborhood because we were going to a gas station, me and a buddy and Mrs. Flo, and I was driving, but I was also text fighting with my ex-wife, so I wasn't ready to be at the gas station yet and get out of the car. So I just sort of zigzagged through the neighborhood, and I heard the guys go, shout something out at me like, "Hey, who are you?" or something like that, and I was like, "Fuck you guys," and I just kept driving and texting, and I looped back the next block over, and they dumped about 2 magazines at us, hit the car twice, didn't hit anybody in it.
Yeah, they ran through the back of the shit, jumped the gate, did all that. I remember once I was going down 435 right by Grandview Triangle, and someone sniped out my window trying to kill me.
You're shitting me.
Yeah, I was driving my dish van and my fucking window got blasted out, and someone tried to shoot at me because the bullet grazed my headliner right above me and blew out my passenger window. I told my boss, I was like, I don't care what route I have for the day. I'm done. I'm going home. Someone just tried to kill me.
They weren't happy with their bill, were they?
Huh?
They weren't happy with their bill.
No. And I don't know if they were just warning me, but yeah, that was pretty scary when you get your window shot out driving down the highway.
I bet. The Grandview sniper.
Makes for a great story. Actually, there was the Sniper sniper. You remember that? Somebody was sitting off Sniper Road and actually sniped 3 different people and killed them.
I don't remember that. When was that?
Holy shit.
That was about 5 years ago. It was called the Sniper Sniper.
In Kansas City?
Yeah, straight up. Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay.
Yeah, KC Mo right up. Sniper is like, probably around 87th Street.
And what?
Over in Grandview, close to State Line.
Okay. No, I don't remember that at all. I know that when I lived at 10th and Central, there was a bar just on Central where there was they called it a mass shooting. It was gang related, I'm pretty sure. But a guy went in with a pistol and shot. I think he killed like 5 people.
Damn.
Yeah, we could actually hear
Kansas City
from our house. But I've never had to. There was a drive-by one time when there was a drive-by at the house next door. I was in the driveway. Actually, it was a really nice day, and so I was in the driveway in a chair on my laptop doing something. And if those houses are close together, so a drive-by happening 2 houses up sounds like it's happening basically on your lap. And I fucking threw my laptop in the bushes, hit the dirt, and then like army crawled around to the back door that Mrs. Flo had just locked. Like, I was like, let me the fuck in.
I remember this strip club I worked for. It was owned by the mob there in St. Louis. And I can't remember the fellow's name. He was a high end up in the mob, but his car got blew up on the bridge between St. Louis and Illinois. And it was like, it's time to find a different job. This is getting a little too tedious.
Yeah.
I wish I could used to it after a while. You get sent to the hood, you know, and the deal is you were always safe as long as you acted like you were from the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody ever bothered me because I grew up fucking poor, and it doesn't matter where I grew up in a small town or Grandview or whatever. They, you know, poor relates to poor, you know. So I didn't get jacked with a lot because you hold that esque about you that's like, hey, don't fuck with me. You know, you have to. If somebody comes up asking you if you got a lighter or you got some change, that's not what they're asking you. They're asking you, are you a punk? Can I fuck with you?
You gotta look like you know where you're at. If you look lost or scared.
Right, like you ever had somebody at a gas station go, hey man, you listen to rap? And I'm a white guy, and what are you gonna do? Say no? Like, yeah, of course I listen to rap. Hold on, come over my trunk here. Come check out my demo, man. It's only $8. You're like, oh man, sorry, I only got card on me, no cash. Like you got used to having to say that every day.
Atlanta was the worst.
Atlanta's fucking scary. I don't care what anybody says.
Yep. Amen.
Never been.
Pull over for gas. You got to watch out where you're pulling over at.
Oh, I saw the TikTok videos. Everybody holding guns while they go to the gas station in St. Louis and Atlanta.
Some of that is just putting on a bit because like I remember who was it? Somebody was telling me about the like a rap producer, pictures of a rap producer with a Desert Eagle while he's pumping gas. Forget it. Nobody has a Desert Eagle for anything besides a photo op.
Nobody's stealing your shit.
There we go.
Wow.
Hold on. I'll share screen on this. A couple years ago, it was 2019. I recorded the New Year's Eve, the guns.
Oh, that's ridiculous. That's my way to know where not to live. Wait till New Year's Eve. However many gunshots you hear for like 2 hours straight, don't live there.
Yep.
Don't.
And they weren't fireworks.
It was 22 minutes. The video I have is 22 minutes.
Damn.
Oh, I bet it's every bit of that long.
Yeah. We don't have to. I mean, I'm just throwing it up for background noise. It'll just kind of go here and there and I did. The bummer is I missed midnight because I didn't start to think recording it until after it had already started.
No, I'm telling you, like I've been out on a line as a cable guy with my ladder up on New Year's in Grandview, and literally at 11:30 to 1:30 in the morning, it does not stop.
What's up, Em? Is your audio on?
I don't know, bro. You tell me.
Hi, Barbie.
Loud and clear.
Yeah. No, what?
Yeah, I guess so. If they can hear me, that's what's up.
What is this, Sasquatch? I just put that up for background noise. It's not anything particular. Just 20 minutes of
That's
gunshot.
how you get gas in Atlanta.
I don't get off the interstate in Atlanta. What you talking about?
That's smart.
These are facts. Nope, just drive right on through that. Bye. I hate y'all. Y'all make it so much difficult. What's up, guys? How you doing this evening?
Chilling like a villain. You know, cheating, robbing, rhyming, stealing.
Hello.
Why'd you have to say that? Now everybody throw up gang signs. Woo! Okay. Go God.
When we were when I got gas in Atlanta on the way, we were driving back from Tampa, and it was the first year that
What?
Dodge. What?
What did you just say? What did you
It was the
say?
first year he was driving back from Tampa.
Tampa.
And from Tampa, right? And we stopped in Atlanta to get gas. And it was the first year that Dodge Chargers were out, and so I rented
Mhm.
one for the drive. And
Talking about the new ones, right?
well, this was back in the day. This was probably 2000. I mean, it was the first year. Yeah, Dodge Chargers were out.
The first year the boxy ones came out.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And so we had a brand new Dodge Charger, and we pulled over to a gas station in Atlanta, and it was me and I was dating my ex-wife at the time and her little brother. So it's like 3 white kids in a brand new car, and I'm pumping gas, looking around, and they're both like sprawled out with iPads and shit, and but there's like 8. There's nobody else getting gas. There's just like 8 dudes hanging out in the parking lot up closer to the building, and they all kind of start like it was like Walking Dead or something. Like they saw me and then sort of like started just kind of slowly lurching closer. Yeah, I got about $10 of gas, and then we were out of there.
Yep.
No, you got to act like you're from around the way. You give them the nod. You don't stare. You know, I had a young kid. He called me once because he was in Wyandotte, and he's like, man, because he's a little like 19-year-old ginger kid, and he's like, these guys keep walking by me, ask me if I got a lighter or some change, and I was like, I'll be out there in half an hour, man. That's not what they're asking you. And he goes, what do you mean? I was like, they're wanting to know whether or not you're a pud and whether or not they can kick your ass and take what you got on you.
Yep.
I said, that's what they're asking. So I showed up, and of course they come walking by and they're like, what's up? I was like, hey, what's up, guys? And they're like, not much. Kept walking. Cool.
I ever tell you about Boss Daddy?
I don't think so. I think I would have remembered Boss Daddy.
I think so, right? All right. So I used to deliver Southeast, and one of the deliveries I did was to this shutdown project down in South Georgia. And when I pull up, the actual office that the management operates out of had 2 shotgun blasts from buckshot through the freaking door. Like, it was obvious what had taken place here. Somebody came for their rent, right? And I get there, and there's this old dude sitting out in front, and I walk up and I'm like, I need somebody to sign for the windows. He's like, call me Boss Daddy. I said, no, sir, but I'm going to need you to sign for the window. And no, everybody calls me Boss Daddy. That's like, and I said, no, sir, I'm not everybody or anybody for that matter. I'm not going to call you Boss Daddy or any other kind of daddy, but you do need to sign this documentation. Because we can call the cops, or I can take it home, whichever way this is going to go. And he's like, oh, you're one of those people. Went and signed everything. Boss Daddy.
That sounds like a lead into a really good joke.
It did, but it's not. It's something that actually happened, which makes it not really funny because it was kind of terrifying.
I don't care. I'd be like, I'll call you whatever. I ain't calling you anything, Daddy. I'll say, what's up, boss?
I don't think I would have called it. I wouldn't have called him boss after that. I don't think.
Not at all.
Yeah, that's true.
I actually hate boss was a pet peeve of mine. I used to get irate when people would call me boss because it's like normally somebody who's doing it in sort of like a condescending sort of way. It sounds that way, yeah. I got kicked out of a bar for getting in a fist fight because somebody called me champ.
Oh wow.
Champ is worse than boss.
Yeah.
I don't know. Champ kind of sounds like chump.
Yeah, I was gonna say you sure it wasn't chump.
It was champ.
It still sounds like chump.
Yeah,
it does.
That sort of patronizing bullshit doesn't really sit with me very well.
Right. That's where they're not trying to make a point. They're trying to lower you.
Right.
Okay, if we're at that point, then it's more of I need to punch you in the face to prove my point, as opposed to saying anything.
Well, it's just patronizing, right? I think the guy wanted up closer to the bar or something. Oh my god, with that clicking. But it was like, excuse me, champ, or something, right? It's diminishing. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not a small guy. I don't think I'd walk up into a bar and start talking shit to you.
That's true, and most people don't. But every now and then, well, I mean, I'm not. There are people who are bigger than me, and the last fight I got in, I think, was with. No, it wasn't. Anyways, the last time I got punched properly, I think, was by a chick. Actually, her boyfriend, who was much bigger than me, and he kept. We're at another crowded bar, and he kept like not bumping, like actually trying to shove me out of the way from the bar. And I responded to him. I don't remember what I did. I pushed him and told him to knock it the fuck off. And we were about to get into it, but then he realized that I was surrounded by friends. He was like standing in a sea of my friends. And so he backed down, but his girlfriend was pissed off because he got punked. And so she punched me in the mouth. And pretty good shot. And I blew blood on her face and told her she was cute. And so she punched me again right in the same spot and then ran out of the bar crying. But she fucked my lips up a little bit.
Wow.
That was fucking terrible.
What?
You've been
She
abused.
spit blood on her face.
Yeah.
I was bleeding because she just punched me in it.
Yeah, but
That's justified.
no,
It's more gentlemanly. I can't punch her back.
Right? What are you supposed to do?
I
if
mean,
these guys,
I don't
my
know
friend,
if I would have.
salami.
I can't punch her back. I'm not going to run away crying.
Right. No. I mean, no, I don't know. I don't even know how to respond to that. Like, I'm not going to say I'd rather you punch me back than get. No, I don't know. I wouldn't want you spitting blood in my face. Fuck that.
Maybe don't punch a man.
Right.
Let's start there and move elsewhere.
Well, I usually don't, unless if they hit me first, I'm gonna hit them back.
Yeah, she took the first punch. She took the only punches.
Yeah. Huh. Well,
got knocked out by a 6'4" redhead.
good on her.
I mean, knocked out. Like,
and
I woke up later.
Like cold, unconscious, knocked
Hold on
out?
now. I didn't spit on her. It's not like I hocked a loogie on her. My mouth was bleeding out and just kind of like blew blood out of my mouth.
I know what you mean.
Right.
That's spitting. Yeah, no, I don't know. That was. But can we talk about something else? I don't know. That was just really fucked up.
Did that fuck you up some?
That's like, yeah, a little bit, yeah. Because of everything I've seen today on TV and shit, just.
Yeah, exactly.
It
Thank you, Jonathan, for the support.
Yeah.
And Mrs. Flo also kind of likes the imagery of that story.
She's a sick woman.
Here's the thing about women, though. All women like violence.
I disagree.
I don't know. I think they like a man who's capable of violence because that man is secure to protect them.
If you don't believe it, take them to a boxing match. Just surprise her with a trip to a boxing match, and you'll see how much women like violence. At first, she'll sit there and be like, I don't understand what all the hubbub's about. Watch. As soon as that man walks out, starts bouncing around.
And Barbie, who's your favorite serial killer?
What kind of question is that?
It's one that I've asked a lot of women, and all of them resisted at first, but you have one probably.
What the hell are you talking about?
Like fictional or non, like fictional?
Answer it however you want. I was referring to real life serial killers, but however you want to answer it is fine with me.
I'm gonna go with Dexter. I'm gonna go with Dexter.
But
Have you
in
watched?
the house to respond.
Have you watched the whole? Have you watched the whole series of Dexter?
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
How
No.
did you check?
I didn't even make it through the first episode.
Yeah, I think people can't finish that series because they see the serial killer in themselves and they stop watching. But Taylor watches it and he goes, "No, that's me all the way." But I'm not going to tell people that.
Tony Taylor, you mean? Tony Taylor watches it? Or you mean
Yes.
Taylor? Taylor had decided to make last night's stream a members only stream.
What happened last night?
I decided that it would be a fun idea for all of us to take the I don't remember which one, the a psychopathy test together. And
oh boy,
yeah.
And nothing wrong with that. I'll prove I'm crazy too.
Well, I just felt like it was, it's not
did.
down. It's just not public.
Well, it's just, are we measuring whether or not people are crazy, or are we measuring whether or not they're sociopaths?
The latter, because it's not actually a mental disease or disorder.
No, I don't think so.
You didn't answer it truthfully.
Yes, it is.
I started to not answer it truthfully, but Sasquatch was sort of babysitting it, and Mrs. Flo also took it on her own, but she answered it as if it were me, and her score for me was even higher than my score for me.
Damn.
Rose, I can drop you a link for it. I'd be interested to see what Rose gets. I was kind of disappointed you weren't here for that.
So does that mean you're psycho or what?
Well, it means that the test doesn't work because I've had a complete psych evaluation and I'm not a psycho according to the professional. So it means that this test sucks.
I don't believe it.
It's going off base values that can't give you an accurate determination that you would get from a psychologist. It just won't.
But in all reality, I don't. Did Jack?
Yeah.
No, he didn't. But see, I think that Jax would come back super low because he views himself a certain particular way that may or may not be how he actually is.
Well, he doesn't live in reality. I get it.
That's your words, not mine.
We talking about Jack
I'll
Talcott?
stand by.
We are.
Yep.
Oh man, Jack. Action Jackson.
No action on his part. Trust me.
The motherfucker of words.
Yep. Sits in his house and waits for everything to get done for him.
And somehow it does.
Oh my God, I forgot. I meant to tell you guys, the shadow people have got to be real.
What?
I knew it.
The shadow people.
We've been telling you.
This.
Let me get my.
All you got to do is stay up for 3 days on meth, and you'll see the shadow people.
No, they went and got me tampons today.
Now that's impressive.
Huh? Yeah.
Did they get you
I know,
soap
right?
too?
Well, they like tea bags, Sasquatch.
What? What?
¿Por qué?
You never heard that?
No,
they use tampons for tea bags. Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah, Rose.
What did I jump into here?
On the C show, didn't you? I forgot about that.
God.
Yeah.
Well,
Rose got 15.
Rose analyzed Jack, didn't she? That night?
I mean, I wouldn't say she analyzed him. She asked him questions. She sort of assessed him, but it wasn't like a proper analyzation or assessment or anything.
No,
I think that
be...
internally she has him analyzed pretty damn well.
I think a good assessment would be is that forward motion cannot occur.
You know Talcott then.
Yeah.
No, I know when I hear the same thing I heard yesterday, and I love the guy, but I can't stand listening to the same thing. I just can't.
365.
Can't progress.
Hey Flo, this was for you, bro. It say everybody mad because they plug locked up, but you know you still owe him money.
Man.
What did it say? Put it back up. I missed it.
Saint Cemetery.
Oh
Or
shit!
Sluts.
I was trying to take that off.
Was you?
Oh, it's terrible.
When everybody mad because the plug got locked up, but
but I still owe him money. So you kind of smiling over there, going, "Yeah, you never get paid."
It's like a credit card. I will never hit zero.
Or
No. But they do at some point.
I never
Not
get.
with your weed guy because it's usually your friend.
I would never get in debt with.
Hello
people.
there.
Hi, Brandon.
Hi, Brandon. What's your favorite Looney Tune character?
¿Qué pasó, el Brandon?
Well,
I didn't hear.
you on my favorites, by the way.
Say
Which
that
one's
again.
your
I didn't hear
favorite?
you.
One more time.
Brandon, you're turned all the way up to 200, but I didn't hear you very well. Your volume.
Thought he said Wile E. Coyote, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. Yes, I assessed on the inside. The research is complete. No further data is needed.
For what?
That's what Rose said on Jack Talcott. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Rose has sized people up before she interacts with them. Which is
always a good thing to do.
Well, she ambushed him on that show. That was hysterical.
That's
You're talking
still
about
one
Rose
of my favorite YouTube
777,
moments.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still one of the best YouTube moments of all time.
When she said, "Here's a real life coach who makes money from it." Maybe she can help you, Jack. He didn't know what to do except run.
Rose will be his Tony Robbins. She just needs to have a more hoarse voice.
He already paid Tony Robbins.
Must have said the wrong thing because Google.
Do you want to be a
Rose,
killer or
when
not
are
a
you gonna do
killer?
your next? When's your next Jack Talcott interview?
He already walked the hot coals for Tony Robbins. What more do you want?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Tony Robbins thing. You walk hot coals after the show to prove.
Do you really?
Yes.
And he did that?
Yeah.
That's pretty
That's
cringy.
a total cult thing.
That's cringy.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
You didn't know about the hot coals stuff?
I may have heard about it. I don't
sounds
know.
kind of gay.
Oh, that's
I don't watch. I don't do that sort of cult motivational thing.
What do they call that? NLP or whatever it is.
Neuro-linguistic programming.
Gay. It's called gay.
It's weird.
Hallelujah. $1,000. $1,000. Someone needs to make a Thanksgiving offering. You've given before, but you've not given a pledge to 1,000. You need to give a Thanksgiving offering. What time is it? Oh my Lord. 4 minutes.
Ho, 1 minute, 1 minute. Everybody needs to put their hand on their screen, on their device. Put your hand on there now. And put the other hand in your pocket. And dig deep, because Brother Flo needs it. Dig deep for Brother Flo.
Give it first.
And what popped up back screen there or backstage?
Where?
Who?
On my screen?
You're frozen.
What are you talking? Yeah, probably so. It's mine still loading.
Actually, Flo, you're
Bored
frozen.
out.
Flo, I thought you gave the shit up.
I'm frozen?
No.
You were there,
motherfucker.
I thought you gave it up, Flo.
Gave what up?
The stuff.
The
bad
ice.
stuff.
Why would you think that?
Because in the
Because
back
you're
chat it says you're a good user.
Oh, right. Okay.
Uh-oh, why do we got two Barbies? I'm freaking out now.
Because she's
Holy
surrounded by
shit.
demons and shadow people.
I'm running like
twice
hell.
as intense.
What's up, Richard? You and Notch
Peace
had
and
an
respect,
interesting
everybody.
conversation this morning, or well, I guess this afternoon. It was morning for me.
Thanks for dropping by. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. You're
Yeah,
two
decent
people that
guy,
are good to
smart
listen
guy.
to. Yeah, I can listen to you two talk about that topic for a minute.
What were they talking about?
God and stuff.
Oh, as long
know.
as long as it wasn't Mandela.
No.
God, logic.
There we go. My mic is working now.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Do you have favorite Looney Tune character?
Low. That's for
Me?
you.
For me? You know what my
Yes.
favorite Looney Tune character is?
The Foghorn Leghorn.
That's right. Foghorn Leghorn.
Well, I say, boy, what you looking for is a dog.
I never saw you do over there. I say, what we're gonna. I'm not even gonna look in there. I might be in there.
Which way did he go, George? Which way did he
So
go?
I'm looking around the panel, and I don't know that. I'm trying to get somebody to disagree with me about felons having guns, and I don't know that I'm going to find much resistance here. Chuck, sometimes.
Well, depending on the crime, let's put it that way.
I would honestly say that maybe felons shouldn't have guns because with the institutionalized way that they are rehabilitated, is it wise?
Well, I think they needed the death penalty for some of them, but
Well, no, if we had a correct system that actually rehabilitated people to be normal human beings and to be regretful of their crime, okay, yes, implement that. Don't let them have a gun again. But if not, they're so institutionalized that say they're great for 2 years and all of a sudden they go, fuck it. And they got a gun.
Our system doesn't reform people. It's it's a punishment system.
Right.
I worked at a reform prison. It didn't work too well.
So that's my point. If it doesn't reform people, then what the fuck is the actual solution to where you could actually allow people who get out of jail to have a gun to protect themselves? You don't.
Yeah, that's true.
It just doesn't exist, and it's just this farce of reality that we have to deal with that doesn't fucking exist.
Tommy, you're blocked.
Thank you.
First date?
Thank you, Flo.
Your best friend, Flo?
Thank you, Flo.
Every time Tommy's going live, if I'm live, he comes over and like makes an announcement for himself.
Ugh. Tommy, the scab of society.
First date?
Yeah.
When do you want to come back to my channel for a stream?
The more that you ask me that every time we talk, the longer it's gonna be.
Flo is kind of like the opposite person. You tell him one thing and he'll do the opposite.
Yeah.
So if you tell him you don't want him, then he might show up.
Yeah, that might be true.
A little reverse psychology effect.
Yeah.
Most people say I have the best streams.
You do have good streams. But like I've said before, I've got a lot of things going on, and I'll come back on again, but it's going to be a minute since I just did a stream with you. So I don't mean this rude, Brandon. I really don't want to be asked every single time I see you.
Kind of weird.
I did reach 3,100.
I'll say it because I'm obscure and I have no importance here to the stream. It's weird.
You have great importance here.
Flo's weird.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Taylor.
I did reach 3,100.
Congratulations.
Good man.
You have
How many
32.
you got, Flo? How many you got, Flo?
I have 3119.
32.
You have 3230. So I might be surpassing you next month or sometime.
Is that Cynthia's video?
Is it a competition?
Yes.
Well, if it is, then I just lapped him because he was bigger than me when I met. So about the squashing the felons in Illinois, you have to be pardoned too. And mine is a lot of weed and a deserial. Oh, a deserial
There is
gun.
a restream button, by the way, Flow State.
Yeah, you can restream it to your channel if you want.
What about
Illinois is weird. I used to live there.
my channel is G-rated.
This is not a G-rated panel.
That's not
This
a
is
good
X-rated.
This is not going to be a good fit. As your lawyer, I advise against streaming this.
I would not do that.
Where's your law degree from?
Man, you just remove the button.
I don't got one, but even I know not to do that.
Don't do that.
Why if
Do
we
that.
what would happen to me if I restream this all night?
Nothing would happen.
It just doesn't
Nothing
matter.
would happen. They don't actually give ratings to channels. It would be just fine. But if you want it to be something that everyone's allowed to watch, there's a lot of cuss words here, adult topics. Sometimes M has orgasms on camera. If you're wearing direct cologne.
She'll take her clothes off too if you're not careful.
Penis.
That's what I'm worried
that
about.
was the
Having
other.
female users seeing female users.
Someone said the word penis too.
Ooh, penis.
That might have been me. I don't know.
I'll probably be surpassing you pretty soon.
Whoa! Can we see a?
Every time I do that, there's a comment in the way. But yeah, I agree. You just firm audits. Now I'm curious about the deserialized gun because that's a pretty big. That's a 10-year felony, I believe. Deserialized or an SBR short-barreled rifle.
There's a way around that, Flo.
You're talking about the arm brace.
Illinois,
Yes.
you got to have a FOID card. So a deserialized gun is a big no-no.
What if somebody buys a gun, registers it in their name, and gifts it to you, but never re-registers it out of their name?
Well,
You're both
there really
going.
aren't gun registries. There's purchases, right, from an FFL. So when you buy one from an FFL, they take down the form, they call in to the FBI, and the FBI can approve or decline the.
I'm
sale.
asking for a friend like I don't already have one in that manner.
Right,
It's a
but
good
when
way
they
for both of you to end
but
up in the clinker.
the feds are not supposed to have a gun registry. The FFL dealer, I can't remember if it's how long it is. They have to keep the records of who they sold it to. But after that, there's no registry. You can sell it whoever you want.
So what if I'm just borrowing a gun permanently?
You're
Yeah, that's
going.
so good.
There, brother.
If you're a felon, you're screwed.
True.
No, clear record.
The thing is it is not illegal to borrow a gun as long as you're not a felon. If it didn't cross state lines and hasn't been utilized in a crime, isn't deserialized, and there's no reason why you can't keep it till the end of time. If it's
I did get a new banner for my channel.
12 gauge.
Random comment.
And I did get a new video intro, and I just got a new video outro today.
Bless it.
What kind of shotgun does Elmer Fudd use?
Fucking 12 gauge. You know it is. It's the double barrel 12.
I had one of those too when I got raided. I was a little bit salty
Oh.
with that one going because it was my grandpa's first gun.
And they just take it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, what are you going to do with it? You're just going to fucking try to sell that in some auction, and some prick's going to get that for like a quarter of the price.
I think they. So a little. When I got raided, I had 4 guns, and most people have heard this already, but I had 4 gun safes. They were not listed on the warrant, but one of the sheriff's deputies owned a local gun store, and right. So I'd bought I had the Desert Eagle 50 cal I bought from him. My PS90 I bought from him. Like a lot of good expensive guns I bought from one of the deputies.
Was it the green one or the camel?
The green
desert.
one. Oh, Actually, in the thumbnail, it's the one in the thumbnail of this video.
I didn't see the thumbnail. Hell, I didn't even get notification again. I just stumbled, seeing you were live.
Do you even like work out, Flow State?
No.
Yeah, you do. You got a shake weight, Flo. Come on now.
Oh yeah, I've got a shake weight.
Don't lie.
In the box.
It kind of looks like you do.
Yeah, some of us don't need to work out if we have jobs.
Right.
Kind of beefy. Show us your
Thank you for the
six-pack,
compliment.
Flo.
I don't work out. I do you know, when I work, when I work, I'm normally doing, you know, something physical. I have been chopping wood a little bit lately.
Carrying water, chopping wood.
No carrying water. I feel like an idiot because we got a bunch of teenagers around here, but I still mow the yard myself because I want to.
No, you mow the yard because the teenagers will do a shitty job.
No, I don't really care about. I mow the yard because I spend enough time sitting here that sometimes I just want to like fucking move around, and so I'll go mow a chunk of yard and then.
Damn, I got a yard you can cut.
You got some
I'm on
trees.
myself,
you're
and
gonna
I
need some
wish
help
my
with.
kids would help, and I'm respectful of the fact that you do it just because you want to.
Yeah.
I had a damn tree fall on my brand new car when I first got it here. I was pissed.
Well, you got insurance, right?
Yep, they fixed it, but I'm still pissed.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna need some help when you do those trees. If you do them yourself, though, that's a lot of cutting.
I've always done it by myself.
Yep.
So
tie off your limbs. Make sure you don't swing them in the wrong direction.
Got that right.
All you got to do is, I've seen guys tie off limbs like crazy, dude. You think they worked on ships out in the ocean?
Yeah, you gotta plan every execution that you're gonna do. Otherwise, you're gonna end up in trouble if you don't.
They dropped them logs exactly where they were meant to be, and it was in the Ozarks, so every place where you dropped a tree was at an incline.
Yep.
You're not dropping it on level land.
That's how it was here on the backside. I've rented a man reach so I could get up there and tie things off and trim that tree down, but it was on an incline.
Yeah, I almost got fired from the job on the first day when I decided to jump in front of a log, decided to make its way towards the bank that started rolling. I jumped in front of it. They're like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
I'm
I
telling
was
you,
like,
dude,
"What?
Break a
You
leg.
never jump in front of a log, you dumbass."
Yeah, I had a guy who it was a painting job. I don't particularly like painting, so I hired Miss Flo helped, and then hired another guy, and we rented one of the I don't remember how long it was, one of the big ass ladders, and he caught it on his head because he started to lose it trying to move it himself. And
My channel is G-rated, by the way.
I'm gonna just do some.
Yeah,
you lost the ladder.
Come on, Flo, you can do it.
Do what? I'm not sure if you're telling me to be nice or to be mean.
I'm not sure either, to be honest with you.
Finish the story.
But see, M, you're not a felon, are you? Are you a felon?
Not liking the pause.
She's muted. I don't think she's realized she's muted.
No,
she
neither.
fiddled with something while ago and it muted her.
Okie dokie. We can't hear
See,
you.
I'm pretty sure that she can buy a gun, but I can't.
Right, and that is interesting.
But the thing is, Flo, do you really need to buy a gun to have a gun?
Yeah.
Yes. Let's just. I understand what you're
I'm
asking.
not saying that. I'm not indicating that you have a gun that you got from somebody else. Shut the fuck up, YouTube.
Yeah, he's got an expungement coming up, so he's not going to do anything illegal.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, as far as situation goes, I can have a gun regardless.
But really, the way the law is sure. If you want to think about how the law functionally works, though, it's basically you can have a gun because this is America, but you cannot use it to defend yourself. That's really how the law works in effect.
And that's weird because I think different states will uphold different values as to where self-defense comes into play.
I'm in Kansas. This is
they're pretty liberal.
Well, I mean, it was one of the
compared
first
to Missouri, they're liberal.
Well, you're a pretty good user, Floss. I did give you a shout out, by the way.
Right on, thank you. But there's no state where I can defend my home with a gun and then have that not be a big issue.
Right. Because of your past. But right now, they're trying to even say that people that have say you have a marijuana card, they're trying to tell you right now in Missouri that if you have a marijuana card, you cannot have a weapon.
Which is absurd as well, but I mean, it makes sense. That's what I really don't like about the Hunter Biden case, is I think they're trying to set a precedent, and they're trying to do it in a visible way because they're going to start going after people who hit that form with a no.
Yep. As it is right now, you cannot own a gun if you're a marijuana enjoyer.
Right, but that would be if the weapon that you have is registered to you. But what about a gifted gun?
Any weapon. It doesn't
You don't
have to be
there's
registered.
no registration.
Right.
Gun, right. So it doesn't matter who originally bought a gun. You don't have to continue to re-register. I did a lot of arms list transactions, and sometimes I would demand a bill of sale. But yeah, once a gun is sold, unless you're an FFL dealer, there's no
paperwork. Yeah, none.
Right.
I'm just saying there are possibilities to where you could have protection on you that doesn't require you to register it.
But there's
you don't
never
have to register guns.
Right. Especially ones bought on personal sale.
There's never a situation where I can claim personal defense, and whoever sold me the gun, they're also guilty of a crime, probably a felony too, I'd assume.
Yep.
Right, but they would have to prove that sale. And
Now,
there is no way to track that serial.
And
I worked with a guy that wasn't allowed to have a gun.
So,
well, he got caught with a gun that was given to him that he did not buy because he had pests around his property. They come out there in full force and carried his ass in.
Yes. The
Well,
thing
that
is
depends if you get a ranger out there who's part of the Wildlife Commission who does not need a warrant to search your home.
Fuck rangers.
Yeah.
Dude, they can come on your property whether you like it or not.
Those are super cops.
They did.
If a Wildlife Foundation guy comes onto your property, he does not need a warrant to search your home, and he can confiscate your guns.
Yeah,
I've literally seen this happen in small towns when we poach deer.
When I got raided on
allegedly poached deer.
Yeah, game wardens were the first ones to come to the house, and I woke up floating out the front door in handcuffs. One game warden was carrying me in one hand and opening the front door with the other hand.
Right. I saw a game warden literally confiscate an entire family's homes worth of guns because their teenage son decided to go out and poach some deer.
I saw a old school cartoon. I did. I'm getting close to surpassing you.
Okay. We're gun stuff. Guns and felons. Yeah. Thank you, Brandon. It was good talking to you. I'll see you again next time.
Some technical difficulties there.
No, just it was a me difficulty.
I don't know. The audio cut out pretty bad, Flo.
His?
No, everything.
Well, you can hear me
now.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I just need to reset my brain. Yeah. Well, because I cut it off because I was just tired of that, so I dropped him. But I think, and maybe you were getting it, maybe you weren't. But the point that I was making is that there's absolutely ways to get guns. I could have a gun in probably half an hour.
Right.
But if I want to use it for a legitimate purpose, then I can't.
No.
It actually makes it so that there is no legitimate purpose, only illegitimate ones.
Right. And in those cases, you just hope that it's never exposed to the point that you get proved that you used it in that instance.
No, you don't do those things.
Yeah, but I mean, if you live in certain areas, it's an inevitability.
Yeah, I'm being straight up with you. I kind of feel like you're trying to get people to admit that they not only have guns that are an unknown, but people that shouldn't have guns. It's kind of weird.
Yep.
I don't think he's doing that. I invited him up here.
No.
Strange, bro.
I'm not getting anybody to admit anything because I have things that I shouldn't have.
I'm sorry.
And I'll say that on fucking YouTube. I don't care.
Admit that on, yeah.
Come check my shit. I don't give a fuck. They're a friend of mine's. You want to check my AK that I got? You want to check my 22 that I got?
Who it belongs. It doesn't matter who it belongs to. You get caught with it, you're not supposed to have one. Good way to get a trip
Come
up
to
the
my
river.
house. I don't fucking care.
One of the best ways to drain people's energy nowadays is via the internet. This woman is a astrophysicist. Actually, this is not how space works. Read a book. Now I just wait for the comments to come in. Hey, can you mansplain any louder? Yeah, sure. These are all different accounts that I have set up. The energy you get this way isn't quite as pure, but if you do enough of it, it'll fill you up. Shanghai sucked. Where was the Chinatown? Jason Mraz is just too weird for me. Jesus actually hates horses. Childhood obesity, LMFO. When they call you a dumbass, you know you've got them. They called me a dumbass. Women are getting too tall. Yeah. You can drain their energy via social media without having to even be near them. That is racist. You're correct. It is. Oh, yeah. 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 Oh, they hate me.
It's surprisingly simple to get total strangers completely furious with you.
They should get a life.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, you've got a troll in Sarah Loves to Sleep Around.
I know, they're gone.
Okay.
Flo, did you hear the latest on Trump?
No, I did not.
There was the judge put out a letter on the 7th or the 8th to the prosecution and to the defense that there was a Facebook posting on the official court Facebook group on the day before the verdict came out, thanking them for finding Trump guilty. And he said he was a cousin to one of the jurors. Well, if that turns out to be true, it's possible Mr. Trump can, or at least a mistrial called. But the judge put a letter out about it to the prosecution and to the defense. I found that rather interesting. No comment?
I was muted. Tony?
Yes?
You're a fucking moron.
Why?
Because you just violated TOS. I'm going to end this stream and start a new one.
Start a new one. Hurry up.
Apologies.
I'm I'm not gonna hurry up. I mean, it's.
Oh well.
Yeah, I mean,
Before
I'm gonna
somebody
set up a
reports
new
it.
one and just dump everybody into it.
There
It
you
was.
go.
I don't. He like I was on him before anything like that was really even properly identifiable as a gun could be shown.
Well, you know they're gunning for you.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about the Snafu crew.
I know. Bunch of candy asses.
Yeah, you're not allowed to show guns on live streams at all. Because for obvious reasons, they've had.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, there was a new TOS came out recently about it.
Damn. I apologize, gentlemen.
It's all right. Hold on, I'm just
He went
setting up a new one.
He went to the school of Aaron Corbett.
All right. I mean, at least we were on topic this time, right? Like,
I just wanted to keep it where we were at.
huh?
I was just trying to keep it where we were at, which was on topic, which was on
Right. Yeah, it's on topic. And he doesn't. Tony, you don't have a channel, do you?
No, I refuse.
Right, and Tony doesn't have his own channel. Corbett has his own channel, and it was off topic, so it's sort of like the double.
Oh shit! I'm
whammy
sorry,
of
dude.
he should have known
Sorry,
better.
dude.
It's cool.
Not my best decision making.
It's all right. Okay, the new one's up. People will funnel over. Who's just showed up? We're going to a new one. Brandon, you're there. We're going to a new one.
I do.
You got to start a new StreamYard too.
And
Yeah.
talking to the C user.
Okay.